everybody. So I'm staging right now because this video is going to be a little heavy energy wise because I got time today. Time today just came on because I got time today. Yeah, I got time today. Fuck it. I'm crossing the line today. Fuck it. But no, God has had this message on me for a while and told me that I needed to drop it. So I'm looking down. I'm sorry. I'm just like, this energy is like so today this video is about depression and anxiety. Now this video is coming from somebody that had depression for a very long period of time while trying to run a business and working, and anxiety. Like I had high level anxiety. So yeah, this is heavy stuff because I know it's something that affects so many people. And most people don't speak about it, or like it really just takes them, past the point, and then they have to get on medication and things of that nature. But I was able to overcome it. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna break down like some of what depression actually means with like, I'm gonna get into some of the science of depression and anxiety, and then I'm gonna get into like what it really means spiritually, what depression and anxiety is spiritually, and all that. Yeah. So please understand that these messages that I get are sent down to me to relate to you guys, because I've already been through this. I know so many people going through it, and I know people, like, it's hard to get over depression, and it's hard to be like, people have anxiety. Precise just came on by my name, man. So I'm gonna be precise with this with y'all, and like whether y'all take it and y'all think it's fool, whatever y'all think it is, this is just I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, straight up. Like, I'm just a channel that is allowing the Holy Ghost to flow through me to get these messages out to you, because when God speaks, I have to listen. Straight up. So I would like to say that this is the self-development 101, and this is depression and anxiety. So I'm going to get into the science of them both. So first we have, if you see me looking down, I always have notes, all that. So we have these mental health conditions have a physical effect on the brain, right? So we're going to get into a little bit of the science and how the brain and everything reacts and stuff like that to these mental health issues. So we have, depression is a mood disorder that points to a chemical imbalance in the brain. According to science, genetic, biological, intrapersonal, and environment are factors that combine to cause depression. It starts to affect the brain's neurons and the hippocampus. Please don't judge me. I have a speech impediment. I'm not too good with words. You feel me? Like, I do the best I can. You feel me? Neurons in the hippocampus shrink, which can cause difficulty concentrating and memory loss. A shrunken hippocampus can also make completing familiar tasks difficult, which can lead to hopelessness, guilt, and anxiety. It can have a long-term effect on the brain permanently, having a person not remembering or concentrating once the disorder is overcame. So like, depression truly has physical effects. When you've had it for a long period of time, it has literal effects on your brain. So like it said, it can have long-term effects and can permanently have like damage your brain to where you have issues remembering and concentrating once it's overcame. So next we're going to get into anxiety. So anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, and uneasiness causing restlessness, tenseness, and a rapid heartbeat. It leaves you unable to cope with daily life due to the fears of life. According to science, it is a combination of genetic and environment factors play a role. Fear and stress are normal defense reactions to threats to help our body to deal with challenges more effectively. Anxiety is a different set of emotional and somatic reactions to a future threat that may or may not be realistic. Having anxiety is a normal human reaction, but continued and prolonged may have effects on daily life and health. The amygdala, again, speech impediment, you feel me? Proud college dropout. Took psychology and sociology. Took the classes I knew I would need. Paid attention to. The amygdala regulates emotions and formation of fear and anxiety related memory, and has been shown to be hyperactive in anxiety disorders. Most cases develop in childhood, where the long-term and repetitive experience of anxiety leads to changes in specific brain structures. So, right. Anybody that's watching this video clearly has dealt with depression and anxiety. So I don't really have to explain to you, coming from somebody that's been there, been in the shoes. I understand completely. Like I do. Trust me, I do. More than you might probably know. I completely understand. Thank God I don't look through what I've been through. And one day I'm gonna be here and tell y'all my testimony. Y'all gonna be like, ain't no way. Literally, like, thank God I don't look through what I've been through, you know. So now that's the scientific side, right? But I'm gonna talk to you guys about the spiritual side of depression and anxiety. And because I went through a lot of that, I was never put on medication, so I was able to function. My depression was bad, my high level of anxiety was bad, but I was still functioning. And it's hard to function and get up and do and things of that nature when you have it. Trust me, I know, and I force myself to get up and do and things of that nature. So now I'm gonna get into the spiritual side of it, because I told people when I first started my spiritual journey, like 3 years ago, I was telling my family, I was like, you know, we're fighting a spiritual war, and like World War III is not physical, it's spiritual. So people have been fighting spiritual warfare. People like me, or other people, you might even be fighting it and not know. And we've been fighting spiritual warfare, well, I have, at least I can only speak for myself, for about a while now. It's been a little minute. It's 3 years straight I've been fighting it. And I said World War III, I was telling people it's spiritual. So it's the attack on your mind, right? Because if you take away a person's mind, you can have access to everything. And like I told people 3 years ago that the spiritual warfare was going to spill into the physical. Look where we are right now. Like the U.S. is about to go to war with Russia, because, you know, anything that's going on in the 5D will end up happening in the 3D, and that's just straight up, like straight up. So when we get into the spiritual side of this, I'm sorry if I'm a little, like, the energy is different, because like this is some serious shit. Like I'm really, my ears ringing right now. I'm channeling the fuck out of shit right now. Like I'm just it's heavy energy, you know, especially to talk about it and what I'm about to say. Like, it's heavy energy. So today we are fighting a spiritual battle against the mental and emotional mind. The first rule of any type of warfare is to know your enemy and yourself. So you have to understand that you are fighting the demon of depression and anxiety / fear. So, and sometimes it really can attach to you. That's when you can't get rid of it. It's attached to you. So that's why I said we into some heavy shit right now. This is the spiritual side of depression and anxiety. Self-development 101. Right? So first thing in any warfare is, like I said before, is to know your enemy and know yourself. So understand that, yes, it's somewhat a mental illness, but it's spiritual. So you're really fighting like an entity / a spirit. It's a spirit, because think about how many people that it affects. So many people have depression. So many people have like high level anxiety. Anxiety is normal. But when it comes to high level, you're scared of everything and all of that. Yeah, then it starts to become, it's a spirit that's affecting everybody. The depression spirit, and I'm freestyling right now. 11:11. I just looked at the thing. Freestyle just came on by Lil Baby. I'm freestyling for y'all right now. And 11:11. Look that up, guys. So now these are demonic spirits, right? Because the devil comes to steal, lie, and destroy. Right? So these are demonic spirits that are trying to attach to you or have attached to you. So if you've had depression and high level anxiety for a long period of time, not to scare anybody, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, because like, you know, if I don't tell y'all the truth, someone want me to be quiet. My throat chakra. Everybody try to close my throat chakra. If I don't tell you the truth, I'm not doing my job as being a messenger. So the cap on my water bottle just popped open after I close it. So we have, not everyone who has fear, shyness, or loneliness has the spirit attached to them or is under any kind of demonic attack. But depending on the environment and conditions is when the demons move in and try to intensify what you may already be going through. For example, if you lose your job, but you are already battling your own emotions, fears, or insecurities, then the demons will try to attach to you if they can, then start to hit you with their own fears. So then that's a double up, right? So that's why I always tell people it's important to do your shadow work, because if you know yourself, then you know your emotions, and you have to sometimes learn how to see, like, is that my fear, or like, is that somebody else's, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's not true. Straight up. Sometimes there's entities or evil spirits and things of that nature trying to attach to you. And once they see that you're at your lowest, and they're going to attack your mind, because that's the first thing that they want to go for is your mind. Because who are you if you're not in your right mind? Like, the song that just came on is Don't Know. You wouldn't know who you are by Moneybag Yo, like straight up. So we have these spirits are always looking for an opening in your defenses. So if they see that you are battling any type of abnormal fear or sadness, then they will try to add to it to get you paralyzed. Once paralyzed enough, you will stop moving forward. Once you stop moving forward, you are given in to let the spirit to take over your body or attach to your body. That goes for both. Mind you, we're talking about high level anxiety, like extremely, not regular, because everybody has anxiety. It's a human feeling, emotion. But we're talking about like high level anxiety. It's literally a spirit, because it affects so many people I know that have anxiety, like high level anxiety, high level depression, and it's just like people just be walking around like it's not an issue. No, you don't need medication. No, you don't need all that. Okay? You really don't. I'm telling you the truth. So if you don't fight back, the pressure can and will break or bust the pipe, right? So let's say it could be one of the strongest pipes, right, that you have. Let's say like your pipe, and somebody's beating the pipe, like they're beating it, boop boop, like nonstop. They're beating the pipe. So now that's extra pressure that's put onto the pipe. But if you don't fight back, you're just gonna get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And then at some point the pipe will bust. But that's what they want, because once the pipe busts, then anything can go inside the pipe, right? So you have to really fight back and like straight up, you gotta like rebuke that shit. You gotta be like, I rebuke the spirit of depression. I rebuke the spirit of anxiety. You have to rebuke that shit, because that shit is demonic as fuck. Like I said in the beginning of the video, when I first was going through spiritual war, but I'm still, fighting spiritual warfare and things like that. You have to understand that I told people, like, World War III is mental. They attacking the minds of people and everybody, like, straight up. So if you're not headstrong, like, you hitting it the worst. And like, I'm praying for everybody, because I know what it feels like to be through that. I know what it feels like. I trust me. I might bend, but I don't break. But I know some people, they break. You feel me? And it's all right. You feel me? But you feel me? I understand completely. So this is why it's important to realize knowledge and understand the enemy and his tactics, so that you don't fall into the trap. Right? Because we talking about just like warfare in general, the art of war. Know your enemy, know yourself, know his tactics. If you know the enemy, know yourself, then you know how he coming. You feel me? Because the devil always playing defense. He always guarded up, and he watching everything. Oh, there's a weakness, we on it. You feel me? Oh yeah, the injury in his right arm, we on it. Take out the right arm. Then we can get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of thing. You feel me? For example, if you lose your job, right? So as I said before about like losing a job, and then but you already had sadness and fear and things of that nature before losing your job, and then you lose it, and then like you get sucked in, like the demon is able to, like the entity, the spirit is able to attach to you, type thing. You feel me? And then you're walking around with it on you. Once you've kind of hit that point, you're walking around with that shit on you. Everybody can see it, unless like you like me. I was hiding that shit kind of well, but like not really, because I didn't want to do my hair. Like, I was going to work, I was doing things, but I didn't want to do my hair. I didn't care how I dressed. I didn't care. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, fuck it. At least I'm getting up and going. At least I ain't walking in front of a bus today. Like, it was one of those type things. You feel me? So like, trust me, I understand, right? So we have, for example, if you lose your job, start to look for a new one, right? So this is where it gets hard for people, is learning to, I don't want to say control, but reprogram your mind, because that's what you have to do. So like, if you know that these type of the depression and anxiety spirits are trying to attack your mind, that means that you have to counteract that by doing what they wouldn't expect, which is don't live in the negative and don't do the negative, which is to counteract it and do the positive, right? So like, and it's hard. It's easier said than done. I'm not saying, oh, that shit is easy. I'm saying here telling y'all that I've been through it. 3 years, or maybe even more than that, because I had a lot of it. I had so many deaths in my close deaths back to back, that it, like, that shit, and like no one gave a fuck. I was an alcoholic. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. I used to be able to drink a whole bottle of vodka. Okay, I don't drink anymore now. I don't smoke no more. So like, this is me coming to y'all, telling y'all that I did the fucking work. So I'm here to actually tell y'all and try to help y'all type shit. So we have, you can't blame the demonic spirits because they have a job, right? So that's just like blaming the cat for chasing a dog, right? It's just like, okay, They chasing. Sorry, I'm looking down, I'm trying to figure out what I said. They chasing the cat, but okay, right. So you can't blame the demonic spirits because they have a job, right? Just like for me, like I allow myself to be a channel of the Holy Ghost for God, and this is my job, is to be the messenger, to send out the messages that He tells me to send out. Straight up, whether it hurt people, whether people don't agree, it doesn't matter. This is what I am told to put out. So just like I have a job, then these entities are taking like they have jobs that they have to do. I looked at the clock, it was 2026. I need to look that up, right? I'm gonna write that down actually. And so they have a job. So like they chasing the cat, but it's just a dog in them. Can't be mad at them. You just gotta step your defenses up. Like, and that's something that took me a long time to realize, like, is once I got into the spiritual side of it, because I did a lot of research on the scientific and the medicine before I even went to the doc. I knew, because I'm one of those people, I could diagnose. I was like, I'm a healer, so like I know when shit is not right. Like physically, I know, like I just know, you feel me? But I also know how to heal myself, you feel me? But not everybody has that type of thing. You feel me? They don't have that. Not everybody has that. But like, I'm here to help y'all if y'all willing to listen, type shit. But yeah, like, can't blame no spirits. They got a job. Sunshine just came on by Young Dolph. I like this song a lot. It's my second time hearing it today. Yeah. So now I'm gonna get into like some spiritual things for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a little knowledge real quick about anxiety and depression and where they attack your mind, right? But now we get into like the spiritual side of things, like really spiritual. So with anxiety, right, that starts in your solar complex. Sorry, not your solar complex, sorry, your solar plex, right? So that is right above your sacral. So it's kind of like you have 7 chakras in your body. So when some of your chakras are unbalanced or unaligned, then you end up having physical side effects of things. So 2 I just saw on the clock, right? So like, yeah, like I'm telling y'all facts right now, right? So it starts in your solar plex. That controls your confidence and like, you know, other things. I can't think off the top of my head right now because I'm like, you know, this energy is very heavy and I'm really trying to like with that. That's yellow, right? That's your yellow chakra. It controls your confidence. And it also affects your heart chakra, right? So that's 2 chakras that are right there by each other. So it's your heart, your solar plex, and your sacral, and then your root. But those 2 are right by each other, like they're right after each other. So then they eventually, so your anxiety, so this is how it starts out, right? You have like the high level anxiety, and it starts off with you unalign your solar plex, and then it starts to affect your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is, you already know what that is. Your love, you know, like, you know, things like that. Your love for not just like that's my nigga, but like love, like who you love, period. Your forgiveness, how you feel about yourself, you know, like, you feel me, things of that nature. So then like if it goes untreated high level for a long period of time, just like you said with science, how if it goes untreated, like if let me look back, hold on. Right, so it says scientifically that if you have long-term and repetitive experience of anxiety, it leads to specific brain structure damage, right? So now naturally it just affects those 2 chakras, but then if you have long-term effects of it, then it starts to affect your third eye chakra. That's your intuition, right? So your body will always tell you what's wrong before your brain does. Don't let that go over your head. Then we have depression. So depression starts in your heart chakra. So both depression and anxiety both affect your heart chakra, right? Your ability to feel. Yeah. And then it starts to affect your throat chakra. So your ability to tell truth. You would speak your truth, right? Most people that have depression, they get closed off. They don't really want to speak to anybody. They don't want to do anything, right? So it starts to affect your throat chakra and an expression. So once that starts to affect your throat, then it starts to create a load inside, and then your heart becomes burdened because you're not able to speak your truth. 25 as I look up there. So yeah, that's also the same thing with anxiety, right? So if it first starts to affect your solar plex, that's your joy, basically. Like yellow is like joy, right? So that affects your joy, and then like your confidence, it starts to break you down. So you don't have the confidence to want to do things. You don't have the confidence to want to, you get what I'm saying? And then that starts to also create burdens on your heart. And you start to become numb to the pain, and then you're just walking around like a fucking zombie. Like literally. You're walking around like a fucking zombie. And yeah, and so like understand also that these spirits, these demonic spirits, can also attach to your chakras. So like, I'm not saying everybody has this, but like people that play in dark arts, which means dark magic and things of that nature, they can send these things at people, and it can attach to their chakras, and then you don't even know that you're fighting a spiritual warfare. You get what I'm saying? Like it gets deep and it gets nasty type of thing. So what I'm going to tell you guys for this video is really, I'm going to do another video about all the chakras, how they work, things of that nature, how to know if your chakras are unbalanced, how to reactivate them, how to get them balanced, their functions, your physical symptoms like aches, body aches. I'm going to do, but that's a whole separate, this video is already 27 minutes. So like, we ain't even going to do all that. But yeah, the advice I have for y'all is really understand this is spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. It's not just, oh, it's a physical thing. It's a mental health. It is spiritual too. You have four things. You have spiritual, you have mental, you have emotional, and you have physical. Just like you have mind, body, soul. Okay? It goes all in one. Like the world can't, you get what I'm saying? Like you have the CEO, you have the co-CEO, you have the HR manager, you have the workers. It all goes in one. Without one of the others, it doesn't work. So pay attention to that. So the last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with before I do, at some point I'll drop a chakra video for you guys, and I'll speak more about the side effects of like mental health things that happen or physical things that happen when your chakras are unaligned. Right now I'm gonna give you guys some Bible verses to let you know that just really like, and don't, when you're rebuking it, when you feel, because you can feel that shit coming. Like sometimes, you have ups and downs, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling all right, but then you could feel when that shit's starting to come. When you feel that shit starting to come, you rebuke that shit in the name of God, Jesus, whoever, Horus, Yahweh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, rebuke that shit and send it back to the sender 10 times in divine timing, straight up. Tell him you can't live here. The fuck out of here. Like, I be on some wild shit. I started to get to the point I started wilding. I started wilding Lucy ass up. Get your pussy out of here. I started wilding. I'm Capricorn. I'm the GOAT. Sorry. Can't help myself. I'm stubborn. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some Bible verses that God guided me to give you guys this video to let y'all know that y'all not alone. And like the Bible literally talks about things of this nature. So here we go. We have 2 Timothy 1:7. This is, for the spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Sorry guys, usually I write out the Bible verses, but this time I didn't. So you gotta give me a second. I'm currently looking up each verse. right? So the song that's playing right now on Pandora is Do We Have a Problem? Like, I'm telling you, God will step, but you gotta like open the door and really call on him type shit. Niggas be scared, like, oh, I did this in my life. Yo, he don't give a fuck. Like, he care, but like when he sees you're powerless and you're pure of heart and he sees you're struggling and you call on him, he will not leave you. He will not let you down. Like, I'm really telling y'all the truth. Like, my ears ringing crazy right now. Like, God saying, like, do we have a problem? Pull up an op. Like, he'll pull up on the op. Do we have a problem? You know, so we have Philippians 4:6-7. We have, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Christ Jesus. Okay. And you know, people like, oh, I sinned so much, I've done so much bad stuff. Y'all know Jesus died for your sins, right? So all you have to do is just repent. 31:13, as I looked at the thing. And I said that, like, all you have to do is repent. You know, like, oh, but you know, I'm not a Christian either. Okay, so I don't want you, I'm not a Christian. Okay, 31:31. But I do believe in God. I'm spiritual. I believe in God. I can't follow Christian. I would never follow something that I know I couldn't live up to completely. Straight up. I don't agree with some Christians. A lot of Christians have beef with me. Because, you know, they think, you know, whatever. But they act like they don't read the Bible. And they don't know that God literally has prophets. Straight up. They're reading the book about prophets, and then yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. That's a whole nother video too. We're gonna talk about religion, honey. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. I'm gonna give y'all the tea by master. Y'all gonna get some tea from me. Dark arts, dark magic, all that garbage shit. Light magic, voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, I think it's cool. Yo, I'm gonna go in for y'all. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put y'all the tea. Niggas ain't gonna be playing no games on y'all. Yeah, they not gonna get over on y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. I do a lot of research. And God guides me to a lot of things. So next we have Proverbs 12:25. It says, anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. Next we have Proverbs 3:5-6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. We have Isaiah. Mind you, and I'm not telling y'all this to just try to sound like I'm someone I'm not. Not like I really did this shit. I really did the work. I really been through some shit. 3. Right, like I really been, like I'm telling y'all, like I'm looking all these angel numbers, I'm like just so happen to see them. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not just telling y'all this because I'm trying to be someone I'm not. Like I really been through this shit. God has really, if I tell y'all my testimony, y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? So we have Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Then the last one that I was guided to is 1 Peter 5:7. We have 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So that's pretty much all of it that I have to say about depression and anxiety. And also remember that with God all things are possible. That's Matthew 19:26. Don't ever let that go over your head. God had guided me to a Bible verse the other day. I can't remember what it was in the Bible. I be doing these little readings where he'd be like, look at the Bible, and I do like a treasure box reading. I just, until he tells me to stop. And it spoke about the trust in other gods. This is another thing we're going to talk about, but I don't call these people gods. I call them giants or fallen angels. But some people don't follow, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't judge nobody. I ain't here to judge. I'm just the messenger. Okay, you don't like it? Kick rocks, nigga. God knows my heart, and he know I would be with all the smoke. So I really hope this video helps you. Stay strong. Rebuke that demon before it attaches to you. Get it out of you. Rebuke that shit. If you guys really have more questions about it, because remember, I am going to talk about the chakras in another video. But if you have any questions about it, or you guys want to ask me anything, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Mind Body Soul Phoenix. And I'm praying for everybody that's going through the darkness and things of that nature. Understand that you're not alone. There's people that have been through it and have overcome it, and you don't need medicine. You don't need that. Okay, so please, just if you have any issues or things like that, you can hit me up. I'll answer. You feel me? But yeah, have a nice day. I've got to get out this energy now because it's kind of making me very tired. But yeah, stay blessed. Rebuke that shit straight up. Later.